Now forget the Super Journo. Should we now start calling you the Super Sangoma?
I called it. Give me some credit.
Give us your MVP for the weekend.
I am on the Ribeiro Costa train.
Give it to him already. He's the player of the season for sure.
Mazola, he's literally on cloud nine
Because
right
it's
now.
so difficult to
I
call.
knew this was going to be a tough show from the beginning. Let's then move into your moment of the weekend.
The trophy.
Is the trophy your moment of the weekend?
Whether good or bad, I don't know. But the trophy is my moment of the weekend.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Kings have already been crowned while the Bridesmaids caught the bouquet once again. Buckle up, your trip back in time is here. Welcome to the Betway Premiership Review Show.
The penultimate round of action in the Betway Premiership saw 13 goals hit the back of the net. We start at the bottom, where the race to beat the drop took another twist. Cape Town City rocked up at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium and left with a first league win since January. A Darwin Gonzalez penalty set them on their way before Jaden Rhodes wrapped up the victory for the citizens. City are now level on 26 points with Supersport United at the foot of the table after Matsatansa Apitori fell to a 2-1 defeat to Stellies. Sanele Barnes opened the scoring for the hosts and Devon Titus scored a goal at both ends as Sergeant Barker's boys moved ahead of Sukukuni United into third place. The race for the third and final CAF spot is also heating up. As I just mentioned, Stellies are in the driving seat, 1 point ahead of Sekukune, who let a lead slip at home against Kaizer Chiefs. Ramala's fourth-minute strike got the hosts off to the perfect start. But Maccabi Lelepo seems to be making a habit of cutting inside and scoring, doing so once again in this encounter to ensure that the spoils were shared. Orlando Pirates look set to begin the post-Jose Ribeiro era with a comfortable 1-0 win at home against TS Galaxy after Bandile Shandu gave the Buccaneers a 64th-minute lead. But former sea robber Mpo Mvelase had other ideas.
And they've stolen a point!
Finally, we head to Loftus for the King's coronation. An in-form Magesi were their opponents, but the Brazilians were never going to let them spoil the party. Lucas Ribeiro Costa scored his 15th and 16th league goals of the season to put Masandawana in charge early on, and 2-0 was how it ended. Nelson Makama brought out the trophy, Mshishi hoisted it aloft, and Sundowns were crowned kings of South African football for an 8th season in a row.
Kuse mina uvusiwe Ngcobo intombi yomZulu kanti njengenjwayelo ngihamba namabutho ami ebhola uMazola Molefe as well as Grant Bissett. Now forget the Super Journo. Should we now start calling you the Super Sangoma?
I called it. Give me some credit.
That is your credit.
The fence sitter here can't get any credit, but I called it. But I won't call it for next season already. But eight league titles in a row. I think I called 4 of them in a row.
Mazola, he's literally on cloud nine
Because
right
it's
now.
so difficult to
I
call.
knew this was going to be a tough show from the beginning. But congratulations, you did call it. Are you happy now that your prophecy has been realized?
Yeah, Orlando Pirates made me sweat a little bit there, but they collapsed towards the end. Coach Utama Ilelotama.
He has left, but they're officially leaving South Africa. But let me stay with you, Mazola. Then give us your MVP for the weekend.
Ooh, it has to be Ribeiro Costa. 16, 17 goals now for the season. Give it to him already. He's the player of the season for sure. If that guy doesn't get player of the season, he's been robbed, 100% robbed. He is the most valuable player for the past weekend and the most valuable player for the season.
Hey, you are campaigning for him. Grant, do you agree or do you feel that Ribeiro Costa has been consistent enough this season when you look at the Betway Premiership to get that player of the season accolade?
Since you specifically mentioned consistency, maybe not in that regard, because there's been a few dry spells that he's had where you would have wanted him to be chipping in and he hasn't.
Who didn't have a dry spell?
But that was my
Bridesmaids.
next point. That was my next point, was that where are you going to find that kind of consistency if you look across the league? And I think you're only going to find it in defensive players who don't really get that recognition anyway. So in terms of forwards, attacking players, you're not going to find anyone who is beautifully consistent across the entire campaign. So, yes.
And no one defensively for you?
Say it, Munna.
No. Listen, I am on the Ribeiro Costa train. I've been lucky enough to be present for some of those best moments that he's had this season. So that kind of also sways it for me. But I will keep my seat on the fence. I'm not going to be as definitive as him and say, yes, give it to him
already.
It's just...
Let's see.
Let's wait till the end and then let's digest everything.
And see.
Yay,
There's a round of games. This
maybe Keletso Makgala
I was to say Keletso gets a hat trick and puts them into
You guys are not
top three.
serious.
Grant, let me get your MVP then for the weekend.
No, I was also there at Loftus, and it's Ribeiro for me as well. The second goal in particular, very good. The first a little bit opportunistic, but still, actually, when you view it a few times, you realize he was very deliberate in what he did there. But yeah, the second goal is a worldie. And yeah, MVP as well for me.
Oh, absolutely love it. So Lucas Ribeiro Costa getting the MVP from both gents. Let's then move into your moment of the weekend.
The trophy.
Is the trophy your moment of the weekend?
Whether good or bad, I don't know. But the trophy is my moment of the weekend. We waited a long time, and I saw Branelson sweating there for the reviews. But overall, I think you have to understand maybe the type of artist that he is. You know, if you don't appreciate the type of
His
artist
artwork.
that he is, then you want to appreciate the way he's delivered.
And his interpretation of what he's put
of
together and what it means.
he's put together. So if you look at social media, mixed reactions, mixed feelings. But yeah, you know, Coach Cardoso walked in the press conference with the trophy in his arms, and he put it right there. So I got to see it like really, really close. And it'll grow on me. It's not what I'm used to from a football spectator or point of view. But it'll grow on me, definitely. It's a beautiful piece of art. But is it a trophy in the context of a football space? You know, it's open to interpretation. So that definitely my moment of the weekend.
Everything is evolving, Mazola, including
Yes,
a
and
football trophy.
Yeah, we are embracing it. Can we have another artist next time to design Nedbank, to design MTN? Give us something out of the ordinary.
I hear you. Your moment of the weekend, Grant?
I thought that without collaborating, we'd both gone for the same thing when he said the trophy. I was going to say the trophy lift. I thought it was amazing that Mshishi had battled his way back to actually be playing in the last few games, and then to lift it and to come out not on crutches, as many might have expected would be the case still at the end of the season. And the way Sundowns lined up their entire backroom staff, including kit managers, all of that, and just paying homage to everyone who's involved in this Mamelodi Sundowns machine. So for me, that crowning moment, and the fact that it wasn't wrapped up so far in advance, even though Mazola and co would have been like, the title is secure. The fact that it didn't go down to the wire, but it wasn't like Sundowns got 7 guards of honor like a couple seasons ago. But the trophy lift, to answer your question.
The trophy lift for Grant Bissett, Wafa Umazola, it's the trophy itself. Perhaps before we move on then quickly, gents, one thing that a lot of people would have liked to see is a packed out stadium for the champions. And I suppose this is then a call out to the Mamelodi Sundowns supporters to say your team cannot win 8 PSL titles in a row, 15 overall, and you still can't show up for them in the numbers to come and celebrate that moment.
I think it was fairly full. The only thing,
no.
Come on. Let me.
Which side?
That's the thing. The grandstand side. So TV doesn't really.
That was me being sarcastic, Grant.
TV does not illustrate that the Sundowns
No,
fans
it
pack out
doesn't.
the
TV
grandstand
does not
side.
have to illustrate anything. They were not there, which is a bit.
Guys.
It's strange.
Disappointing.
It's disappointing that you've won 8 league titles in a row and you still struggle to fill up a stadium. I mean, it'll be full to capacity when they play Pyramids and
Yes.
the CAF Champions League. But why can't you replicate that in a crowning moment for your team?
I get you.
8 in a row. It's a milestone. I don't think any other team, at least I don't think in our lifetime, any other team can replicate that again.
No.
It's so far off. But the fans, I don't know, a lack of appreciation.
And the
I can't put
fans are
my
appreciating a lot on social media, but they're just not doing it.
yeah. And how much is a Premier Soccer League match ticket at the moment? Anything
I
from
think it ranges
depending on
from about
depending on the
60.
category of the match. And you can't tell me that the Sundowns fans could not be able to afford that and go.
100% agree,
crowd.
but then, maybe it's not the most appealing of matches. You
Doesn't
guys are
matter.
going to say I'm just trying to defend the.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
doing
to
your
come and
fence,
watch the
you
trophy
doing
lift. I
your
understand.
devil's advocate thing again and sitting on the fence. Let's call a spade a spade. It was poor.
Okay.
For a crowning moment. I mean, this is, like I said, yet again showing that they're dominating the league. And to your point about not going down to the wire, it didn't go to the wire because Pirates they still have 3-4 games to play. If they had been neck on neck,
I would have loved to see that.
In the title race, playing the Champions League. Who knows? We could have been still talking them wrapping it up with 4 games to spare. We will never know.
In defense of the league, though, I mean...
here he goes again.
Yeah, but this is what I do.
League.
I think this is going to be a great lesson as well. Because, 2 teams going really deep into the competition, and then you've got a team going deep into Confed. So yeah, we do need to tinker a little bit with how we shoehorn games in midweek and this and that, so that, exactly to your point, we can come down the final stretch with the teams having played the same number of games.
100%.
I agree, 100%. That will really help for us to not be doing maths all the time, effectively.
Yo, Futhi mina, I had enough maths in high school and in varsity. I don't need any more mathematics. But ladies and gents, the high stakes brought out the best in our strikers. We were on song in front of goal. Now, this weekend, 13 goals were scored in 7 matches. Here are the top 3 goals of the weekend, brought to you by the Betway Scores app.
Fetolipa's waiting inside the penalty area. Is there a chance to save? No, there isn't. The bounce of the ball eludes Ronaldo Lina. Finally, Kaizer Chiefs get an equaliser. And wow, in the right time as well. Lilepo, 5th goal of the season.
Mayende to Ribeiro. Oh! Well, he's looking to make sure of that golden boot accolade. That is a tremendous finish.
Still searching for that equalizer. Letoano with a decent ball in here. Chance here, and they've stolen a point. Oh, what a sweeping, beautiful move of Pomvelese. Refuses to celebrate here against his former club.
Now, it's hard to keep up with the action in the final stretch of the season with games kicking off at the same time. But all thanks to the Betway Scores app, you never have to miss a memorable moment. Betway Scores will keep you updated with all the action as it happens, from the great goals to the super saves. Now, one of those super saves did enough to earn our Betsaver save of the weekend. Here it is.
Oh, now it's under the boot and brings out the best out of Keats.
A Betway Betsaver has certainly revolutionized the game. The first of its kind feature, it allows you to turn your betting L's into a W by giving you a portion of your wager back, even if you have multiple misses on your multi-bet. All you need to do is go to betway.co.za for more information. So, gentlemen, before we go, let's sum up where we are. The title has been handed out. The CAF Champions League spots have been sorted. But let's speak to who will be getting that number 3 position in terms of who will be joining Kaizer Chiefs and the CAF Confederation Cup.
Both of the teams vying for that position, well, they swapped positions over the last 2 weeks, but they both have relegation candidates in their final game. So Skukune, who are now behind, go away to Arrows, who still need points.
Not safe, yeah.
And then Stellenbosch against Cape Town City, and Cape Town City have just got that first victory in ages, since Jan, right? So those are 2 very interesting matches, because you don't need to keep your eye on 2 matches for relegation, and 2, they're right there. And then, of course, the top 8 battle as well. But in terms of the 3rd place, Stellenbosch have had an excellent record against Cape Town City for the longest time. And I just think, considering that they have the edge in terms of 1 point, even if they both get the win, which I expect them to do, still goes to Stellenbosch. It's disappointing because I would have liked to see what Skukuni would have done in the Confed Cup
We've seen
next
them before
season.
in the Confed Cup.
No, I mean learning from this season where they got knocked out early.
Yeah.
To be like, how would they approach it this time around? But
with a different coach.
yeah, I
as
think
well.
Stellenbosch had the edge with a different coach who has continental experience.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mazola, I'm going to then bring the top 8 battle to you because we've got a number of teams that are still fighting it out. We know Chippa United done with their games. Kaiser's Chiefs still wants to be in it with a chance. Maruma Gallants, Richards Bay, Mike Casey, we could also still throw them into that type of top 8 finish. What are you thinking?
One would say it's in Chiefs' hands, right? If they
Yeah.
beat Polokwane City, they confirm a top 8
I think I've
position.
been saying for weeks, all they need to do is ensure that come that final day, they're still within 3 points of Polokwane City. They've done that.
Yeah.
So it's completely in their hands.
Yeah, and the wheels have come off spectacularly for
Chippa.
Molefe and
And for Polokwane City.
and
Yeah.
Polokwane City. So if Chiefs get a top 8 spot, I think it's a fantastic season for Coach Nabi. With all the criticism and a high number of defeats for Kaiser Chiefs in the longest time, the statsman will tell us. But if he's won the Nedbank Cup, if he gets a top 8 finish, I think it's something to build on. But the players have to have that in their mind that they can literally save their season by finishing that top 8 position. If they don't, then it's in between a disaster and an okay season because they are back in continental football with a coach who's got experience in continental football. But yet again, they've already lost one trophy going into the 2025-26 season. So it's in their hands. I mean, they can't blow it here.
Do you agree?
Top 8. It's still wide open. This weekend basically didn't change anything.
Yeah.
I spoke to Ronnie Gabriel after his match, which was the dullest of the weekend. Sorry, KZN Derby. And informed him that no one had moved anywhere. They'd all got 1 point, all of those teams above them. So, yeah, Chippa, I feel for them because their games are over. I think a couple teams will overtake them. Yeah, let's wait and see. I like that top 8 battle.
Season,
Looks really great.
Season, but yeah, hopefully next season we can start, in August, early August as is the norm, and everybody can be level on points. You can't have a league table that's upside down the way this has been, where you've got a team that's like 7 games behind. It's not fair for competition. I think next season we can definitely do better.
Indeed, and of course soon we'll be finding out which team will be coming through to the Betway Premiership. Hey, but ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Mazola, the Super Sangoma, as well as Grant. Grant Bissett. Now, Saturday's final round of action will decide everything. But for now, it's goodbye from me, Vusiwe Ngcobo, as well as the fellas. We'll see you next week for our final episode of the season. Until then, in Padre's language, ciao. Is ciao Spanish? Is it Italian?
Oh, shit. Adios.
Adios, amigos.